What is up, guys? We are live here with some CCA Division 6 action featuring Spoon hailing from Kutztown University against Splatoon Gold out of Missouri University of Science and Technology. My name is Spicy, and I am once again joined by Momo on the mic. My man Momo, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for once again a great introduction. I am so excited to see some Div 6 action here. I haven't actually been able to see some of these, performances coming out of this division, but I've heard a lot from Spoon from the CCA server and all of their fans. So I'm really excited to see what we got going on here today. What about you, Spicy? What are you excited to see?
Oh, okay. So I have a lot of connections with both these teams here. So Spoon, Kutztown University is actually like 30, 45 minutes away from where I live. So homer bias, like once again, and having like a local team. I remember being in touch with a lot with Kutztown's A team last season, just getting some stuff going, helping them out, and then eventually helping out with their land that they're eventually going to be hosting. And Splatoon Gold out of Missouri S&T. I am pretty sure I played against them at some point either last season or the season prior in like Division 5 or 6. So I'm super excited to see how both these teams go here. Both these teams are 1-0. Spoon beating Gator Eats Squid, and then Splatoon Gold winning by forfeit against Crimson Tide Squad. So hey, being 1-0 after the first week is great to hear. Only one of these teams is going to stay undefeated though.
Looks like both of these teams have some competitive experience in CCA prior to today's seasonal match. And so I'm really excited. I think both of these teams show very high amounts of promise, especially with their weapon pools. We got some arrow sprays, we got some splatlings, which we haven't seen too much of recently. And so I'm just really excited to see what they bring out here on these maps. Starting off today with Claimblitz Crableg, a very interesting map with controversial opinions. What are your thoughts on this map, Spicy?
So maybe I'm just like biased because a lot of the maps we've been in Splatoon 3 haven't exactly been ideal, and Crabwood Capital is at least a bigger map. There are opportunities for flanking. I remember in my first CCA season, I had to play Mincemeat Clam Blitz. So I would much rather play Crab Leg Clam now. I don't know about you, but at least compared to what we have, I think this is a better option.
Really interesting. I think I'm one of the very few people that actually enjoy mincemeat clams more than crab leg clams.
Really?
I there's something about formulating the perfect attack going into mincemeat clams and watching it succeed. That I just don't get the same sort of vibe from crab leg here. A map with grates pretty much surrounding the entire middle of the map, making it very, very volatile for anyone who tries to play on top of those grates from, of course, your enemies below you. And so it's just a very scary place to even be. Where mincemeat, you do also have that grate in the middle, but you also have the trucks that, as soon as you pass the bridge, you're more also on the safe haven side.
No, that makes a lot of sense actually. As you mentioned the grades earlier, I know a lot of Splatling players do like having the grades just to dance on, fire shots at, and we do notice that there are Splatling players on both teams, as you mentioned before. We've noticed that both these teams do opt to run like maybe less of the meta Spotlings. Like you see Hydra Spotling is on both these teams weaponless. You see Mini on the side of Spoon. You see Nautilus I think on both teams as well. And you also I think heavy on Splatoon Gold. So we could be seeing some really interesting weapon selections here as we've been talking before. But yeah, going into this first game, really this is what sets the tone for the rest of the set. I'm ecstatic to see eventually once we get all the players in what kind of weapons we're bringing out. Maybe like see different strategies because like in Division 6 you're not necessarily seeing the most clean play compared to like other teams and like other divisions, but you do see a lot of like creativity, and I think there's something beautiful about watching teams just scramble to figure it out that you can only really see in like Division 6.
I cannot agree more, especially with, seeing these weapons that might not see so much play in the higher divisions. It really just kind of gives you a little bit of happiness seeing these weapons still being used in these lower divisions and used in ways that you might not even think about. Like I see an S blast on the side of Splatoon Gold here. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't see S Plus that often, especially not in my competitive games. And it's a weapon that, if used correctly, you have to play very careful against, with, of course, its ability to cover short and long ranges. You can't just disrespect this weapon outright. And if Splatoon Gold really bring it into this crab leg game where these greats are all over the map, they can definitely use it to get some cheeky kills. And now going straight into game one, let's see what weapons they have bringing out.
Yeah, we've been hyping up these weapon comps, these potential weapon comps for a bit. I'm ecstatic to see what we have rolling out for both sides. We're going to see a T-Tech. Oh, you see the mini Splatling come out from the side of Spoon. Snipe Rider does come out as long as two different Splatanas. Wow, a lot of melee weapons on the side of Splatoon Gold.
Double Splatlings for the side of Spoon, and it really is interesting to sort of see this because you don't see double Splatlings that often in terms of higher level divisions, but you see them in these sort of Div 6 categories where, the teams, again, as you previously mentioned, might not be the most mechanically gifted, but they do have to focus on trying to get this sort of advantage. The team is now sort of in a neutral state with Splatoon Gold really taking over that mid control. They're seeing them really push back Spoon here. Can Spoon really try and push this back in and see if they can get a couple more kills?
Yeah, exactly. You see Kutztown in the orange that does have some clams up. The Wiper does have this power clam ready, and right now, but that's Hammer from the side of Splatoon Gold is going to put a number on them right now. As you see, it's an absolute just firefight at mid. Once again, a Hammer coming out from the side of Kutztown, gonna force a 2-down situation here and potentially look to score. But having all these clams ready, and you see the Nautilus also has that special online. T-Tech is gonna go down though from the side of Kutztown, but right now, no one has been able to score yet. It's been a lot of just absolute good fighting in neutral, just trying to make something happen right here. The Nautilus is probably going to get picked off right here by the Stamper, and we see the rain coming out, and really, no team has any clam economy next to having that, the T-Tech having the power clam at least, but right now having that torpedo come out, it's just going to be forcing them back into mid and make things a bit more harder to force their way in.
The thing that I sort of see on the side of Splatoon Gold, they are actually fighting pretty well as a team, sort of sticking together in these fights. Might not be able to win every single interaction, as we just saw 2 down on the side of Splatoon Gold, and 3 down now with the specials coming out, but can they get the brush as well? They will get the brush. Can Spoon here really get us started off with a point to this side, with Agent Wee getting the basket pop?
Yo, getting that basket pop is good too, especially because they're also forcing a 3-down situation now from the end of Splatoon Gold. This is the time for Kutztown to really start making their way in, and then because of that Hammer opening up so much space, they're able to get some clams, really just trying to keep the basket open, but they're only going to keep it open till the 74 though, before being able to have the basket close on them, and this is actually a very good situation if you are Splatoon Gold, Missouri S&T, having the Zipcaster action, just trying to find some picks right there, going to be able to do so, and that's a really big push, but you see that even though they have a pity clam, Kutztown already has another ball, having it with their T-Tech right now, and with them about to start fighting their way back through mid, they could be in the chance to potentially score soon.
I really do want to see Splatoon Gold here try and fight for that clam economy, because the issue with letting Kutztown really pick up all these clams is that even when you get the kills, they don't drop every single clam, and we can see, with the firefight going on right now, Splatoon Gold getting 2 down on the side of Kutztown, maybe getting ready to sort of build up a push with the 1 power clam held by the Splatana right now. Oh, but the Splatana goes down on the left side of the map, which is again fine, but really got to see him fight more for this clam economy, as they have to get these clams in order to build up a push here.
Yeah, exactly. And you see that Missouri S&T does have a lot of mid, and having the Zipcaster to really pester Kutztown back in their spawn is doing really well. They have a 2-down situation right here, but there's not a lot of clams built up on the side of Splatoon Gold. They have the core coming out, which is going to be good for them, but they're going 2 down in the process. And Kutztown is really just able to maximize this advantage right here, and just not letting Missouri S&T score is just an absolute win right now if you're Kutztown. Kutztown is going to go 2 down though, and you see that, that splat I'm going to do absolute wonders for the side of Kutztown. But finally, it's a 3-down situation now for Missouri S&T, but they do have a power clam ready. With about a minute to go, we're approaching a situation where any scoring is going to be absolutely impactful at this point.
And just like you said, we are still at the point in time where And this game could really go to either side right now with, major kerfuffles going on each side. Players going down left, right, and center here with each special coming out. Like, that trade right there was actually insane. I'm so surprised that they even managed to get that. But, there's only 40 seconds left in the game. I really got to see a push come out on the side of Splatoon Gold here if they want to take this home. They got to retake this mid, which they seem to be doing right now with these kills that they're being able to get. But will they be able to build up enough claims to also push past the 74 marker?
Yeah, that's the big question here. They do have a power clam online, and they only need a little bit to take the lead here. But 20 seconds to go. The Zipcaster is going to come out from the side of that ultra of the stamper from Missouri S&T. But you look at this right now; it's a 10-second thing. Right now, they're going to have to force their way into a 2-down situation. Now from the side of Kutztown is going to be Umrundus. Over on the right side, you see that Missouri is going to look for a chance to score. Missouri is going to be able to break the basket open there. They got to be able to take the lead. They do have enough clams to do so. And Missouri S&T Splatoon Gold will take game 1 of this set.
That was just really remarkable. This is what Splatoon is all about. The game does not get decided until those last final moments in overtime, where pretty much anything can happen. And, we see the scrambling in mid throughout the entire 5 minutes within the game, but that does not matter because you can still take that lead and really take that win right at the end, at the time that it does count. Love to see those team plays there from Missouri, and it really was impressive display right there at the end.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. One thing I really love from the end of Splatoon Gold, Missouri University S&T, they kept themselves in the game as long as they had to. They never exactly looked down and out of it. Sure, they didn't score until the very end, but being able to stop Spoon, Kutztown, from scoring and really, or even maximizing that first initial push, really kept Splatoon Gold in the game for the long run. And being able to we're gonna be able to win the game off of one opening. That's all they needed. Waited until the very end, won a team fight, got a chance to score, and then just made the most of it.
As we see some players getting swapped out here, going into this next map, Barnacle and Dime Zones, a map where the zone might be a little bit big in that mid area, but the map itself is not actually massive. I wonder if we're going to see more of those Splatlings that we talked about earlier. We saw the mini Splatling come out, we saw the Nautilus come out, but we also have a couple Hydras hidden on their player sheets written down. So I'm really curious if we're going to see these heavier, sort of more backline-ish Splatlings come out here to really try and maintain the zone control on this map.
Oh yeah, I think that's a really good point you mentioned of like being able to maintain that control of the zone. And I like that idea of like having like the Hydra out there really control so much space. And Hydra's like, sure, they might not be the best Splatlings in the game right now, but really they are still intimidating in the right hands. Especially at this level, you have to respect the space that the Hydra takes up, and it's really important, I think, there to see like what kind of play you have there. So I'm also wondering, it's Splat Zones. Are we eventually going to see the arrow spray come out from either one of the two players on Kutztown? I'm gonna be I'll be honest. I'm after seeing that there are arrow sprays listed on this weapon list. I feel like you have to see it at some point, whether it be in the set or in the playoff 7 if we do that.
I don't know about you, Spicy, but to be honest, the aerospray is still one of my favorite weapons. It's always the challenge weapon for me, Might not deal the
Yeah.
most damage with those 5 shots needing in order to get a kill, but it is still one of the most fun weapons out there. And those 5 shots to get a kill make it a fun challenge for a lot of players, myself included. And, seeing them even be brought into a competitive level, some of these teams can start racking up around 8 to 10 Booyah Bombs when the aerosprays are actually played correctly. So it's definitely a weapon to still be very cautious about. And on a map like Zones Barnacle, you do need to be careful about that. And so let's see the weapons that they start bringing out.
Oh, we do see the switch to Hydra from Afterprey. Oh, Hydra duel from both teams right now. You see a switch also to the Tri Nouveau from the side of Missouri S&T, and you also see the Splash-O-Matic come out from the side of Kutztown. So you see some switches actually to some more meta weapons. If we're being quite honest here, having the Hero Shot, having the Tri Nouveau, having the Splash, and not aside from like the Hydra, a lot of these weapons are stuff you would like typically see, I feel, in like competitive play. But Kutztown in the blue now It looks like they're going to be able to cap the zone here, start to work up on the advantage. They're going to be have strikes built up from Agent Will having on that T-Tech right there. And I think that's about to see a Booyah Bomb come out now from the side of Missouri S&T, but it's not going to be able to do enough. As you see, Kutztown is going to be able to take control, forcing another 3-down situation, and then just try to keep going with this lead.
You know, that 3 down right there, sort of the delayed wipe on the side of MNT. Sorry, my apologies. For the side of Missouri here, you know, it's going to be a very difficult entrance back on, especially on a map like this where it's very sort of close quarters. The team has to play together or build up special in order to go down, and we sort of see that happening here as we see the players trying to take these individual 1v1s, but getting sort of slide down one by one, but still being able to actually get a couple of picks on the side of Spoon. And so I really want to see how Missouri here is going to try and be able to retake the zone.
Yeah, Missouri, you saw the flank from Goombas off on that right side, off on the lower side. That was a massive flank for them because they were able to take the zone, force a penalty on the Kutztown. And that's absolutely massive in this map mode combination. We saw it earlier in this game where Kutztown was really able to close a lot of space in on Missouri S&T and really just make it really hard for them to get back into spawn. But now you see After Party with the Booyah Bomb, tries to fire it back into the zone, but 2 down from the end of Kutztown means that's not going to be really effective. 3 down after the end of Kutztown, and now Missouri S&T having the tactical core, having a positioning to potentially make a force a lockup position, and having the Zuka online from Goombas right here. I think I saw it come out as well. This is looking to be very good now for Missouri S&T.
You know, if I'm on the side of Kutztown here, I'll have to be a little bit scared, to be honest. And Missouri S&T is running a very aggressive comp here, as you can see, with the shot, the Tri-Nouveau, and the Wiper here, all being really aggressive. With only 10 ticks left on the zone, they need to sort of be able to push back into the zone, but Missouri S&T just shutting them down one after another and not letting them even get back.
Shutting them down is the best way to describe what just happened there for the side of Missouri S&T. Splatoon Gold just did absolutely everything in their power. Once they realized they got the zone, they're like, okay, we can make this comeback happen. We're going to position up very strong, very aggressively, and just take the fight to Kutztown before they can get back into the mid. And really, because of that, Kutztown really had no answer to get back into the zone, and points just kept ticking, and all of a sudden Missouri S&T goes up 2-0 in the set.
You know, that is a really big, difficult part about running these double spawning comps. They are very good when you are able to sort of gain that advantage position and push back the enemy all the way back to their spawn, because it becomes really hard on the side of the other team to sort of try and reach you without, of course, being outranged. But the same also applies when you get pushed back, because if you're playing against a much more aggressive comp, they have the advantage when they are close range, and when you don't have the positioning, you know, it becomes very struggle to sort of push them back and really regain that entrance back onto zone.
Yeah, completely agree here. So we're going into Tower Control Flounder Heights. We know Flounder Heights is typically a map where there's a lot of buckets and like it's kind of a bucket heaven now. And Tower Control is typically a map where or typically a mode where you will see a lot of blaster play. So looking at these like weapon selections, one thing that comes out to mind is that Kutztown really doesn't have either buckets or blasters under weapon comp. But I know that Missouri S&T, there is some options. I don't know if Quavo is in, so we know that they have the Sloshing Machine, Rapid Blaster Pro, maybe just a specialist for this map mode combination. That could be very well for Missouri S&T. What kind of adaptations do you think you want to see from Kutztown going in here, knowing that they're down 2-0 in the set?
You know, this is a map where, again, you can have to be in a very careful position if you lose that advantage state. So I really want to see on the side of Kutztown a slightly more aggressive comp to match the action. The thing that we can also see from their weapons that they play, they don't really have a cooler weapon on their side. And playing against the cooler weapon when you don't have very aggressive weapons makes it very, very difficult. And so I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring here to the table.
I don't think C-Jet, whoa, C-Jet from Kutztown and Vanilla Blob from Splatoon Gold. I don't think either of those weapons were like listed on the weapon comps or listed in that list right there. So I'm interested to see what we have coming out from both these teams. Both these teams just trying to fight their way through mid right now. Kutztown in the light blue is going to be able to take the tower, is going to force a 2-down situation now. But you see that Bucket really putting in work for Splatoon Gold. But having Kutztown have the tower right now, they've been getting out to these early leads in every game so far. I wonder if this will be the game where they're really just able to make the most of it and go help. And getting this 3-down situation is really going to help.
Losing that the aggressiveness with the switch to the blob here, I wonder if that's really gonna hurt Missouri S&T here. But it seems like they're not gonna go down without a fight. Still trying their best to sort of maintain control of this tower with only one alive. The Hydra we can see there on the left side, trying to be able to slow down the checkpoint, but really we need to see something out of the side of Splatoon Gold here in order to sort of try and push back. The tower is ticking, only 25 ticks left. The Booyah Bomb coming out, taking the C-Jet down on the tower, but will this be enough to regain neutral?
Yeah, that's the big thing. Regaining neutral here and going 3 down once again. Only the Hydra up for Missouri S&T, and the strikes from Kutztown are going to force some displacement. And you see Kutztown really just trying to make their way in, just trying to figure out some picks, having the rain to really just offer some chip damage, really just force the tower consistently in the territory of Missouri S&T. And once again, consistent 2-down, 3-down situations on the end of Splatoon Gold. The Blob is going to be able to find the pick right there, but having the rain to offer this chip damage, Cat is in a really rough situation. And you see just how much pressure Kutztown is able to offer. Strikes coming out, and once again, they just keep consistently finding these picks as the tower is still marching its way down into Splatoon Gold territory.
As we mentioned earlier on from the previous game, being in a position like this where you have the advantage with these more backline-ish weapons really gives you that ability to play a lot safer. And once again, this is a map where we can see that literally happening right in front of our eyes. The Nautilus might not be exactly a backliner, but still has range to play comfortably, and we can still see with 3 down on the side of Spoon, what even happened there, am I right? But let's see what Splatoon Gold can do with this 3-down advantage. Are they going to be able to regain this mid control and turn the tide around with half of the match still left?
Yeah, and you know what? There's still plenty of time for this to happen. We saw it in games 1 and 2 where Missouri S&T Splatoon Gold was able to make these comebacks happen despite these big leads from Kutztown. The Hydra's going to be able to secure some jumps for their teammates, and that's really good for them right here. The tower is back in neutral. It's up to the Splatoon Gold to see if they can win this team fight, but you see them going 2 down once again. Kutztown is on an absolute tear, it feels like, this entire game so far, just consistently finding these picks. The rain is doing so much work as well, and especially with Logan also finding these picks, finding a wipeout as well. And now Kutztown, once again, keeps winning these team fights, and with less than 2 minutes to go, Kutztown is looking very comfortable.
With only a minute and 45 seconds left on the clock, Splatoon Gold really needs to make out a plan here and try and figure out what they're gonna do. The checkpoint is ticking down with only 18 ticks left before Spoon really takes the win here. I need to see something on the side of Splatoon Gold, whether that's special uses, whether that's team play, because all I'm seeing is a lot of picks going left and right all around. But as we see sort of this scrambled approach where they're sort of fighting from all angles here, being able to take that crab down, 2 down on the side of Spoon, I'm really excited to see, is this the push where we see them take control and really take the lead here?
Yeah, that's massive because there's less than a minute to go. The tower is still slightly in Splatoon Gold territory. They have yet to score. I think this is really where it's going to matter most. They have the Booyah Bomb online right now, but right now you gotta have to start forcing some aggressive options if you're Splatoon Gold. Kutztown has had their number this entire game, and look, once again, a 3-down situation, and that's because of that tactical where people are going to be able to spawn once again. But having the rain up and once again finding these picks, there's only going to be 30 seconds to go in this game, and really Kutztown is in a very comfortable position still.
Yeah, with only 30 seconds left in the game, I gotta be feeling a little bit of chills here on the side of Splatoon Gold. But do remember, in that first game, they really brought it back during OT, and the game is never over until it's over. With 2 down, two going down on the side of Spoon, sorry, and with 5 seconds left to the game, this might be where we see the change happening. The strikes coming out on the side, the Booyah coming down on the tower, but not enough to push them all off and really start that OT.
Yeah, it just was a little too late from the side of Splatoon Gold this time. Kutztown, Spoon, did what they had to do. They were able to close out this game. That's gotta feel good for them, honestly. After they finally get on the board, after having a lead in the first two games, this could be a bit of a momentum shift. Maybe if you're Kutztown here, maybe this is exactly what you need going into Game 4 and the rest of the set. But really, both these teams have played very well so far in this set. I could see this going either way.
I'm really excited to see, anybody's set really here with the games being very, very close right now. Like, either way, these teams seem very, very evenly matched. I haven't seen exact total domination from either side, to be honest here.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing a lot of players being swapped in and out here, I'm really wondering what's going on the side of Splatoon Gold in terms of their thoughts after that game. Really struggling to come back in and really try and hold down positions and get kills against Spoon and Cutsdown here. I wonder what sort of comp changes they're going to make entering Rainmaker Undertow to really try and get those kills going into this game.
We've been talking about this throughout the entire set so far, but Splatoon Gold has typically been running a bit more of an aggressive comp compared to Spoon. So I think going into Rainmaker, which is typically seen as a very fast game mode compared to the others in this game, I think this could be a very good thing to see right now if you are Splatoon Gold. You saw that there's a lot of like aggressive weapons, a lot of mobile weapons here, multiple Splatanas, a brush player, having just the Hydra just like control space. Also having cooler options with the Snipe Rider, having it with the Tri Nouveau. If you're Splatoon Gold, I think this is like a really good map mode to see in Game 4, just as a way to pick yourself back up and like really make a comeback here.
Yeah, the switch to the blob there, I wonder how much that ended up hurting them because the blob again is a slightly less aggressive weapon than you might be used to compared to their previous comp that they were running. Let's see what they decide to bring back here. We get to see double Splatana once again back here, a Stamper and a Wiper, and I'm really excited to see if this is the aggressiveness that they need to really regain their pacing.
Yeah, we also see double Splatling from the side of Kutztown once again, repping the Hydra, repping the Nautilus, and having like this like really difference with the like fast slow from both teams is like really interesting here. We have Missouri S&T, Splatoon Gold over in the purple, trying to have the Rainmaker trying to take it over onto the left side, going to break towards that check. They are doing a very good job of like escorting right there. Trying to take it to the 70, not going to be able to quite break check, but hey, they're in a position as well where this could be a check broken, as look at this. They are going to be having the break bubble broken, gonna take it to that left checkpoint, and this is a very fast lead, very fast checkpoint break for Splatoon Gold.
If I'm on the side of Splatoon Gold here, this is what I want to see in the first couple of seconds within the game, really taking this lead, seeing them sort of take down two still on the side of Kutzdown. What's this? Nautilus going around, maybe looking for a flank. The Zipcaster maybe able to sneak one of them out. Maybe, okay, looks like, three down on the side of Kutztown. Is this going to be the time where Splatoon Gold shows that we might have one game down, but that does not mean that we are out with only 12 ticks left, 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go.
Yeah, and having it already at the 12, that is a very big lead, honestly, this soon, especially because Kutztown has no points on the board yet either. They're about to try and take it back into mid. The Rainmaker is the only person alive, and they kind of have a bit of a breakaway, actually. Being able to just keep sneaking on by. And this solo push, taking it all the way there to the 69, very valiant effort from the end of Kutztown to at least whittle away at the lead, which is big. So actually having that wipeout is going to do wonders, though, as you see, Splatoon Gold has a lot of pressure. It is going to be able to take some damage, which is massive right here. It's like, look at this. Already at the 12, the hammer is going to come out, and that's crazy if you're the end of Splatoon S&T. Having this advantage right here is just very good positioning for them.
I love seeing this on the side of Splatoon Gold. It seems like the switch back to the double Splatanas here really brought back their comfortability in this game, because you see them taking these aggressive fights and taking them with their full confidence, not being afraid at all. The specials coming out here and special coordination, you could see it there with the Zipcaster, the Stamp, might not be able to get a lot of impact off of it, but still the usage there as well with the Rainmaker, 2 down on the side of Spoon, Is this gonna be the last push with them going up with the Rainmaker to
Oh,
wipe
I
out as
believe
well? And we see the knockout from Splatoon Gold.
Yeah, this was an absolute clinic from Splatoon Gold. Really, you maximizing the advantages of this comp, and that's like exactly what you wanted to see from this team. Knowing that, like, okay, we lost the last game, but hey, this is exactly where we are going to shine. Having this weapon comp, so that is exactly and just amazing play right there from Splatoon Gold. And now they are going into this next game on match point.
You know, that looked like the game that Splatoon Gold was really waiting for. That was the game where, regardless of going down the game before, they were still ready to fully dial in and not be afraid at all. They were really showing Kutztown there our true strength, because we might not have been able to go as fast last game, but this does not mean we're going to go any slower this coming game. And I'm really excited to see what we got coming up next on Clan Blitz Mako Mart. Are they gonna still opt in for this aggressive comp? And what changes is Cutsdown gonna make to sort of match this aggressive comp that Splatoon is really bringing out here? Because we need to see some sort of weapon changes if they want to take this next game.
Yes, exactly. I think from the end of Kutztown, you know that in game one, they did have the lead for basically 5 minutes of that game, and just up until overtime, which is when Missouri S&T was able to break the basket and then take the lead there. So really, I think just adding slightly faster weapons for Kutztown is really all we really need to see here. I think they brought out the mini spotling in game one. We might see them make a return here, and really just make if Kutztown is able to maximize on their push, because we know that Kutztown is able to have that team play necessary to at least get the basket open and keep that and get the lead early. If they're able to keep that advantage state going, I think this could be what swings it in their favor here. They had the advantage early in game one. If they're able to just tweak some things here, they could win this game and stay alive in this set.
Once again, this is a possibility where we might see an Aerospray come out here again. And an Aerospray with that Booyah Bomb is able to cover so much space on a map like Mako Mart Clan Blitz, where there's only so much that you have to cover in order to even be able to stop the enemy team from scoring. So throwing a Booyah Bomb, being able to maybe even go in with the Booyah Bomb undetected, might really let Kutztown here get that early lead, possibly, if we see that coming out on the side of them. I'm really excited to see what weapons they're going to be pulling out, and I really wonder, how are these teams really feeling going into this game? I hope Kutztown is still staying on the positivity side, because it is still anyone's set at this point in time.
Exactly. We are sadly not going to be see Aerospray come out from Kutztown, but we do see the Blob come back out from the side of Missouri S&T. We see the Mini Spotling come out from the side of Spoon. So we're going to see both these teams find their opening, trying to find their way back in the mid, really trying to establish paint control, because paint control will help you find those clams, and that's going to be massive in establishing an early clam economy. Spoon is having a bit of a hard time doing so right now, but right now being able to find those picks on the side of Missouri S&T is big, because now Kutztown has from Agent Will is going to be able to have a 3-down situation briefly on the side of Missouri S&T, and having that power clamp is big. The strikes are going to come out, and this is going to force a wipe situation, and now the Mini is the only one up, though, so, and being positioned as far back as they are, that might be just not enough time to be able to make this opening push here. But now you see Agent after party, the hammer comes out, just they're hovering near the basket, trying to force some picks, trying to make something happen here, finding one. It's going to be canceled out there, and they're going to have it be an opportunity to score, trying to take it up on that right side. The bucket is going to put a stop to them, though, and now with down in that first minute, no team is going to be able to score right away.
We saw that rain here a couple of seconds ago. What a rain from the side of apologies. What a rain here from the side of Splatoon Gold. Really seeing that ability to delay the score here, allowing the whole team to come back up and even be able to sort of, delay this scoring on the side, allowing the whole team to come back up, really re-entering this neutral state. But we see Kutztown here once again with the heavier clam economy. 15 clams down already. The basket popped with 12 clams ready to go in. Really need to see Splatoon Gold here be up on their defense in order to make sure that they don't let go of this.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you wanted to see from Splatoon Gold. That was amazing defense. You saw the amount of clams that Kutztown had. That could have been a very disastrous situation right there had Kutztown been able to score a lot. But you see Missouri S&T, they have some clams ready. They have some clams picked up right now. They don't have the power yet. The Blob does have the power though. They have the Tactical are also ready. So they're potentially in the position to make a push right here. They also have the Pity still up in their back. And they're going to be able to try and find some picks. And the Rain is doing such a good job of just finding this opening and really giving Splatoon Gold so much at an advantage. And look at this. They're going to be able to... Oh, they're going to miss the shot, though. And that is absolutely heartbreaking from the side of Missouri S&T, as they're not going to be able to make the most out of their advantage. But look at that. They're able to get that rebound, and that is huge because now they're going to be able to take the lead, and the Wiper has the utter pity clam here, and they're going to be able to potentially make a score. They are going to miss the shot though, but it's right there. Is the no Tri Nouveau going to be able to pick it up? I don't think they're going to have enough time to make it back there, but getting the lead with about 2 minutes to go is critical right here.
That lead is going to be really big on the side of Splatoon Gold. The Stamp coming out, being able to get a trade, still with 2 minutes left in the game, both teams are still at a very close point in terms of their score. This still could go either way for either the side of Kutztown or Missouri S&T, and seeing the special usage from both sides has been really remarkable. These rains coming out on both sides, being able to knock down so much positioning and so many players on both sides have really sort of slowed the game down. And with a big kerfuffle going on right now in mid, looks like Splatoon Gold is gearing up for another push. And let's see if we can become successful from this. With trades going down left, right, and center, they just need to take down that Nautilus and they might have an easy exit to the basket.
Yeah, and that could be an easy exit to the basket indeed. But you see, there's a lot of control right now from the side of Splatoon Gold. Missouri S&T is going to have a lot of mid, and that's really massive because Kutztown is going to have to struggle and really fight their way back in order to take the lead here, or even force an overtime. The power clan from Kutztown is going to be inactive now, and a 3-down situation is going to make things more difficult. Goomba's going to be able to find the shot, and the Missouri S&T is going to find a wipe as well. And now Missouri is going to be able to really make the most out of this advantage. The Fizzy Bomb is going to come out here, and Missouri S&T is going to be already at the 34. Consistently finding these picks is Splatoon Gold. The Hammer is going to come out as well, and there's also a power clan ready from that blob. Though it's a wipeout situation once again on Kutztown, and Missouri S&T. Splatoon Gold is sitting pretty with about 30 seconds to go.
With only 30 seconds to go, the game has still not decided, even though the basket might be popped again. All they need is a good push and a couple of clams to back it up, and they can still definitely take away this game with just, 10 seconds left on the clock. The game still belongs to anyone. If they can build up some specials, they can grab those clams. We can still see Kutztown take this game away with a victory, but it's gonna be a rough one to really take away. Seeing how much paint control right now Splatoon Gold has on the side of mid, despite this basket pop is going to be so big, but with just one alive on the side of Spoon, they really need to sort of get in there and get in close, but they're not going to have enough time, and that's going to be game 5, apologies, going to Splatoon Gold.
Yup, and with that, Splatoon Gold is going to be able to take the set over Kutztown Spoon 4-1. Amazing defense, I would say, from Splatoon Gold, and I think that was something we didn't really give a lot of credit for throughout this entire set, because we were seeing Splatoon Gold make very great offensive plays, but in Clan Blitz especially, you saw Splatoon Gold really hold their ground on defense. You saw there were 2 power clams ready for the side of Kutztown, and they could have turned that entire game around in that overtime situation. But really, amazing play from the side of Splatoon Gold. But also a lot of credit has to go to Spoon. Just amazing plays from their end, and really a lot of these games could have gone either way. We could have seen an entirely different set.
I really have to give props to both of these teams. We really saw the best come out depending on different map modes here, and it was really just remarkable to see how these teams used their utility as well as their weaponry to really push back the other team. We saw a lot of the different weapon changes on the side of Splatoon Gold here, and we might not have seen as much of that on the side of Spoon, but we still do see that some of these weapon changes, like we saw in the first game here, going into from playing the double splatling to playing something slightly faster, such as the 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 mini splatling instead of the Nautilus and the Hydro splatling really does change up the team dynamic here. And it looks like that we are going to be getting a play all seven, the CCA tradition, which we love to see from these Div 16s. I wonder if they're going to pull out some silly weapons. Again, we saw that S Blaster that I still have not seen on the side of Splatoon Gold. I wonder if we will see it with the double arrow sprays on the side of Kutztown. What do you think we're going to get on this side, Spicy?
I am absolutely hoping to see at least one arrow spray from the side of Kutztown. It's Splat Zones Manta Maria. There are two zones you gotta cap here, and arrow spray by itself can kind of just cap a zone really quickly. So hey, having two of them could on paper you could theoretically just capture both zones really quickly. Just ignore the idea of like having to like partake in team fights. But hey, you have a lot of painting prowess here. Maybe we're finally going to see it. I'm personally just really hoping to see an Aerospray at this point. It's playoff 7. Maybe we'll see it. Maybe my dreams will come true today. But we're going to see some weapon comps now, right now. And actually very similar comps from what we saw from Kutztown earlier. And we're going to also see the Blob come back from the side of Splatoon Gold.
You know, the blob here is really interesting and it's really working on the side of Splatoon Gold as we saw those rains from the previous games really being able to take out two, sometimes even three on the side of Kutztown. But, you know, with a map like this, with a sort of an objective side that's not very linear, sort of harder to throw those rains out to be able to cover so much area. I wonder how useful it'll be on this side with, you know, Kerfuffle's going down, two players going down on each side, but, you know, a couple of points going already towards Spoon and Kutztown, but we still see, you know, the zone advantage being captured right now by both teams, the rain coming out on the side of Splatoon Gold once again, and really being able to get this cap here. Is this Hydra going to be able to get a couple? Unfortunately not. The specials here are going to be really important. I didn't even see that we had a Wiper Deco. I want to see some beacons out here. Let's see what these teams are going to bring.
Yeah, actually, the Wiper Deco is a very nice pick for the side of Splatoon Gold. Having those missiles to really, like, displace the Hydra especially is going to be very impactful. But you see the strikes come out now from the side of Kutztown, which is going to result in them being able to take the zones back, and they're going to be able to work their way out of this penalty and really start making the most out of their advantage. You do see the Brush Nouveau actually coming out with the hammer as well. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of different weapons coming out from both teams right here, but you see a beautiful situation, beautiful team fights from the side of Splatoon Gold, being able to take back the zones, force a 2-down, 3-down situation from the end of Kutztown, and you see them just being able to make the most out of their advantage. Having this core is going to let them play even more aggressively, and you're going to see them really take this fight, as now the T-Tech being the only one alive from Kutztown, going to make things super difficult. Agent Will's going to try their best to really just stay alive here. They have strikes for when their team gets back in and to potentially just take back the zone. The strikes are going to come out, though. Not going to be able to... It is going to be able to find a pick, though. Not going to be able to find the zones right just quite, though, as you see. Despite being in a 3-down situation, Splatoon goal from Missouri S&T is at the 32, and that's a really big lead so far.
You know, this is really big on the side of Kutztown. Seeing them being able to take mid like this, and it looks like they're doing it effortlessly and flawlessly over here. And I really have to be scared if I'm Kutztown, because once again, as we spoke about the slightly more aggressive comp on the side of Splatoon Gold, with the beacons as well here, if they are set up properly, they will make it super difficult to really enter back into mid. But we still see Kutztown really being able to contest this mid and contest it well with 2 down on the side of Splatoon Gold. And this is really anybody's game with still 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. Let's see how Splatoon Gold decides to re-enter here.
Yeah, and you see that there's 2 specials online for never mind. Just 1 special now online from the end of Kutztown here. The T-Tech having those strikes is going to be a very important, a very impactful thing. They're not going to be able to find some work here. Finding 2 picks right there going to be very important right here. Going to be able to paint that next zone. And now Kutztown is once again back in control of the zone. But never mind. Once again, they need both zones to be capped. They're not going to be able to keep that intact. As you see, Splatoon Gold from Missouri S&T doing an absolutely great job getting back in, really preventing Kutztown from like keeping any control, and a 3-down situation now, as Kutztown is going to be able to keep things going here, gonna cap, maybe lift the cap cap, but not going to be able to do so right just this instant. They're going to cap, but not going to be able to keep it for very long. And now both these teams really fighting it over for these zones. Kutztown is going to be able to come out on top after this team fight, and having the rain online from the Nautilus, this could be big here, but they're not going to be able to keep that second zone up for very long as 3 down go to make that a wipe from the end of Kutztown, and Missouri S&T is once again back in control with about a minute to go.
I really have to give props here to Missouri S&T, seeing how they're really pushing up and really trying to get as much space as possible, which is what you need to do on a map mode like this. You need to be able to push the enemies out when you do get that wipeout, and failing to do so will really hurt you back when you let them enter back into mid. As we saw, 3 going down on the side of Splatoon Gold here, allowing Kutztown to almost get both zones down, but still struggling a little bit on that second zone. We really need to see, with only 30 seconds left in the game, Kutztown needs to change something up if they want to take this lead with them. But, still really struggling. 2 still down on the side of Splatoon Gold. Kutztown is still not out of it with only 20 seconds left. They just need to grab this cap and really push back Splatoon Gold in order to maintain this victory.
Yeah, and having some specials come out from Kutztown is going to be big. The strikes are online. You saw the crab come out, and they have rain online as well. And you see 2 go down for the side of Missouri S&T. Strikes are going to come out as well. First for Kutztown. Kutztown's going to force an overtime situation. They are going to lose one of the zones quickly, though. They are going to take it right back, at least. The missiles are going to come out, and this could be big. Missouri S&T looking to find its way to try and fight its way back through the zones, with the 2 down now from the end of Kutztown. The zones are going back and forth right now. Missouri S&T, though, is going to be able to take this game, and this was an incredibly close game this set, and that was a very well-deserved win from Splatoon Gold.
It really is amazing to see both teams really struggle in those last final moments of every single game so far that we've even seen, because really seeing those specials come out at the same time, seeing the Wiper having to push in to not only take the zone control, but to also take down a player there on the side of Splatoon Gold, those are the moments that matter the most, and those are the times that you need to really be able to knock out players. Because if you are able to knock out players, then you're able to get the zone. And if you are able to get the zone, then you can keep overtime going. And that's what we saw struggling on the side of Kutztown. They might have been able to hold one zone, but they weren't able to have the space to really hold the other one, which really ended up ticking down their overtime timer until it eventually ran out. And this is sort of a recurring approach right now that I've seen with Kutztown. I want to see a way that they can sort of push up and really take that control, and I'm curious, how do you think that they're going to accomplish that, Spicy?
I want to give a very serious answer, but sadly the first thing that came to mind was use the arrow spray. So obviously that's not exactly what I think Kutztown should be doing, but honestly, at this point, you might as well mess around. You might as well just try something different here. They are so close in so many games to really being able to pull away and really just shut the door on Splatoon Gold. It feels like they're just really missing a couple things. One, I feel like they're kind of struggling in terms of team fighting. I feel like they're staggering a bit, not necessarily taking fights together, which is going to be a massive thing. There's a lot of good special coordination coming out from them sometimes. But from the side of Kutztown, being able to just adapt, I think, adapt to the pace of play. I think they're letting Splatoon Gold kind of dictate how the speed of the game is, and that's really what that team wants to do. Kutztown probably just needs to figure out a way to either reset the game to the pace that they're comfortable with, or they adapt and they just play even faster maybe than what Splatoon Gold is doing.
I cannot agree with you more here, Spicy. But the thing that you do have to remember is that Splatoon Gold has that Tri-Celestial Novella, allowing them to have that cooler, which is what's, I feel, in my opinion, really making a big struggle on the side of Kutztown, because Kutztown is getting those kills. It's not like they aren't really getting those picks. They are getting those kills and they're getting that map control, but allowing them to come back in so fast with that cooler respawn timer is really what's struggling and making it difficult for Kutztown to really push up and take as much control as possible here. But going into this next game, anything is possible, and let's see what they're sort of running here.
a lot of similar comps from the side of, well, very similar comps from both teams right here. I think you're really just seeing like what's been working. I think for both sides right here, and you see that no, that both teams have won that first game in their first week, and I think that's really just what they want to do. Just want to refine what they're doing right now. The double splat lane comp from Kutztown has been a very prevalent thing from them right here. But you see that Missouri S&T, Splatoon Gold, really doing what they can. They are going to go 3 down right here, which is going to lead to Kutztown being able to take the tower back. But being able to like establish like that aggression so far early has really been what Splatoon Gold has been successful in.
Yeah, this is a map mode where once again, if Kutztown is able to really get that early aggression, push up the tower, and really maintain the plat on the side of Splatoon Gold, they really can hold them back here with the double backline and the double sort of heavy range weapon alongside that crab with the help of that splash. But, currently we sort of see them still in the neutral stand here in mid, players going down on each side, 2 down on the side of Splatoon Gold, now 3 down on the side of Splatoon Gold. This is the time that Kutztown needs to push up and really try and control as much as they can while they have the numbers down.
Yes, exactly. And now Kutztown finally starting to like really make something happen here. Gonna be able to get it to that first checkpoint and really just try and keep their stuff alive. The Kutztown's gonna be able to take the lead here, which is going to be very big for them. Their splash is going to go down before being able to use the crab. And that blob, Cat is doing just amazing stuff. Just be able to control so much space. And while the Hydra is from Spoon is going to be able to force a Booyah Bomb out, and 2 down go out in the process. A response from Splatoon Gold on their own Booyah Bomb comes out as well, but a 3 down situation for Splatoon Gold, as Kutztown is going to be able to keep the tower back in the neutral position, really making it difficult for Splatoon Gold to make anything happen right here. And you see that there's just so much right now. Kutztown is just being able to have some rain come up, and you see the Knot just trying to find this pick on that Tri Nouveau. Now they are going to be able to go down here though, but having this with about less than 3 minutes to go, and Kutztown just kind of sitting slightly comfortably right now.
Yeah, having that lead puts them in a position where they can feel really comfortable, as both the Hydra and the Nautilus are able to, as we can see him here, play far back on the plat and still be able to knock those 2 out on the tower, with only the Tri-Slosher really being able to get up alongside that blob to sort of try and push back those 2 Splatlings. And without a direct answer such as Azuka on the side of Splatoon Gold here, Kutztown is in a very, very comfortable position, but the Tri-Slosher is going up on plat, with the Nautilus having to fight the Hydra on this side. This was going to be a scary positioning right now for Kutztown, and I need to see a response getting ready, whether that's a Booyah Bomb. Fights going around all around here. The lead is about to go to the side of Splatoon Gold, and let's see how far they can push this here.
Yes, getting the lead for Splatoon Gold is critical right here. And now while they are going to go 2 down, Kutztown is in a position to potentially make the most out of this push here. You have the rain come out. The Knot is going to be able to find a couple picks also. The Knot's going to try to find this Tri Nouveau, and they have the rain as well. 3 down situation from Splatoon Gold right here. Kutztown does take the lead as well, and now you see them trying to push up, really take the fight to Splatoon Gold and try to find these picks. The rain is going to offer so much chip damage as well, and now Kutztown is starting to gain some momentum as a 3 down situation now goes down for Splatoon Gold, and the Ink Strikes are going to come out, and what's right behind it? The Crab Tank comes out, and Kutztown is going to have that 3rd checkpoint, and they are just going to march their way down, and they will take this last game of the Playoff 7.
Such a beautiful performance from Kutztown. This is what we were talking about, by being able, with those very long-range weapons, to sort of push back Splatoon Gold and really control so much zone. And being able to do that here really led them to success. And I loved seeing that on the side of Kutztown, not giving up regardless of, the set being over today. Really seeing that performance come on the side of Kutztown was remarkable. And I know that both of these teams will go on to do some great things throughout the season.
Yeah, exactly. I think both these teams are going to be very interesting to watch and follow throughout the season. Kutztown, Spoon, while they did lose the set, there's a lot of highlights on this team, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them making a push for playoffs late in the season. As for Missouri S&T Splatoon Gold, amazing stuff from them. Really, really happy to see them and go up 2-0 on the season. But right now, That's it for Momo and us. And now, after this amazing set, that's going to be us done for us tonight. So, but stick around. We're going to have some more CCA sets coming up for you. I think we got a Division 1 matchup coming right up. So, you really don't want to miss that. Momo, where can the good people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter, on X, at InklingMomo, or you can find me in the CCA server. And where can the amazing spectators find you, Spicy?
You can follow me on Twitter at 2SpicyBM. You can also feel free to message me in Discord if you ever see me. It's just SpicyBM. I'm really happy to get to commentate this set with you, Momo. But right now, while it's done for us, there's some great CCA action coming up, so you do not want to miss out on that.
Stick around, guys.